Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to the continuation of Bryar Rose. The next thing I know, I'm standing at an open plaza at night. The air is thick and humid. People are everywhere, all of them wrapped in the same long grey cloaks I'd been wearing in my dreams. Most have the hoods pulled low over their faces. The full moon casts everything in a bluish glow. The air is thick with heat and moisture. In the distance, I see the form of 3 massive pyramids, backed by a wall of palm trees and jungle vines. I try to focus on where we are in time, but my head feels like it's full of cotton. I turn to Scar. Where are we, do you think? South America, about 5,000 years ago, replies Scar. Based on those pyramids, I'd say we're in the time of the first wardens. She eyes a group of cloaked people walking by. This must be one of their ceremonies for the fountain of magic. 5,000 years ago? The words rattle around in my head, but don't make sense. It still feels like my brain is mush. Are you sure? No doubt about it. Scar gestures towards the horizon line. Nothing else looks like those 3 pyramids. I've seen them before during other trips to the past. My heart lightens. Even though my head is still foggy, I remember enough from the Colonel's story to know that we've come to the right place. The first wardens were the only ones who could use the fountain correctly. But something went wrong. I rub my forehead, as if the motion will help stir my memories. I can't remember for some reason. It's time travel. Messes with your head at first. Give yourself a few minutes and you'll be good as new. She jiggles her left hand, which is still connected to my right via a thin golden cord. Just don't let this break or get untied until you're ready to return to the present. I nod. Now that I can remember. Scar inspects the scene. Her eyes of the golden glow shift to magic. Everyone's wearing the same grey cloak. Based on the way they're glaring at us, we need to change as well. It's time to blend in. Scar gestures across her face with her open palm. For a moment, the barest hint of gold-coloured mist surrounds her skin. I've seen that effect before. A spell is being cast. When the haze disappears, Scar is wearing the same long grey cloak as everyone else. She looks like she belongs here. But everyone, and I do mean everyone, is still eyeing me from head to toe. All their faces are either scrunched with disapproval or frowning with menace. I blink hard, trying to think through what I can do to fix this. My head feels too messed up to focus. Scar turns to me. We need to get you a grey robe too. I rub my eyes, trying to think through this news. How are we going to do that? This is a bazaar. Someone's got to be selling robes. I nod slowly, trying to soak everything in. With each passing moment, my thoughts become clearer. Scar is right. The place where we've appeared, it isn't just some random plaza. There are tables set in neat rows, with all of them backed by different vendors. A bazaar. All of a sudden, I feel on a much more solid footing. I don't know much about travelling through time, but I've bought stuff from New York street vendors all my life. You can tell a lot about a city by who sells what. Someone around here must sell robes, that's for sure. But how do we pay for them exactly? Scar winks. Just watch me do my thing. She scans the nearby tables and nods towards the far left side of the plaza. That direction. It isn't easy to walk while your hand is tied to someone else's, especially when you're in a crowd where people are constantly pushing to get between you and the person you're tied to. In short order, Scar and I figure out that we need to stand shoulder to shoulder, and that takes care of the worst of the trouble. As we step along, I take stock of the faces around me. Young, old, every shade of skin, every nationality. This place reminds me of being back outside Westlake Prep. I start guessing what someone's power is by how their body looks under a long hooded robe, instead of a glamoured up school uniform. The big linebacker types are easy. Those have to be shifters. The slim and graceful folks are probably the Fae. I forget everyone else is a witch or a warlock. We almost walk right into someone with orange skin and pointed ears. Definitely Fae. I pause, waiting for my wolf to howl that she wants to come out and play. But my inner animal is silent. I turn to Scar. I can't detect my wolf. It's not even like she's asleep. A pang of panic moves through my insides. She's completely gone. No worries, says Scar. It's the first question everyone asks when my powers are active, whatever I do. It always puts your shifter animal on pause. She's fine. Don't sweat it. I force myself to take in a few long breaths. My inner wolf is fine. I just need to focus on getting a grey robe to blend in. As we continue marching through the bazaar, I catch a snippet of conversation. This is my 4th visit to the sacred celebration. Have the first wardens arrived yet? What power are you choosing? Did your magic come from your parents or the fountain? I join the celebration every year. I never miss it. Each morsel of information is precious. I quickly piece together that you can gain magic either by inheriting it from your parents or having it granted to you from the fountain. Scar pauses before one of the tables. A young man with a shock of red hair stands behind the stool. Based on how he's tall and lithe, the guy's probably Fae. Piles of grey robes cover the tabletop before him. Greetings, says the guy. Welcome to my table. Bramble Thickskin is my name. I purse my lips. The jury is back, ladies and gentlemen. With a name like Bramble Thickskin, he's definitely Fae. He also has about 100% chance of having Rumpelstiltskin as his fairy life template. Just saying. Bram gestures across the table before him. You looking for a grey robe for this petitioner? He itches his thumb at me. That's right, I say. 40 pieces of gold, says Bram. You don't want to charge us anything, counters Scar. This petitioner has travelled through the mists of time to reach this ceremony. You should give her a robe for free. Her eyes have taken on a golden glow. She's definitely planning another spell. How fascinating. Bram rolls his eyes. 80 pieces of gold. Scar wipes her free hand across her face. A thin layer of golden mist surrounds her body. When the haze vanishes, Scar appears to be an elderly woman with a shock of red hair and tons of laugh lines. You should be ashamed of yourself, Bramble Thickskin. Did I raise you to be like every other fae in the forest? Selling goods at the sacred ceremony is an honour. Worthy petitioners should never be charged. All the colour seeps from Bram's face. Mother? Who else? Asked Bram's mother. But you passed away. Bram's mother rolls her eyes. What do I always tell you? Good fae never truly die. That's right. I'm so sorry. Bram picks up one of the robes and shoves it in my direction. Take it. I scoop the garment from Bram's hands and the Scar wags a bony finger at his face. Remember your true path. Do not follow gold. With that, she turns and walks away. It's a dramatic exit. I wasn't prepared for it. The tie between our wrist pulls taut and almost yanks my arms out of its socket. By the time I catch my balance and walk side by side with Scar, she's returned to her regular appearance. Bram follows up behind us and grabs my hand. Here, take this too. He presses an amulet onto my palm. You're clearly Trelawney. I stop, which makes Scar pause as well. She no longer looks like Bram's mother, but our new fae friend doesn't seem to notice. What do you mean? You are Trelawney, aren't you? Bram lowers his voice. You're not the chosen one who can prance around the ceremony with the first wardens. You might get picked up and chopped up for spells. Take the amulet. It will help. I look down at my palm. A small amber stone hangs on a silver chain. Thank you. And you. Bram approaches Scar. You're a soul shepherd, aren't you? Scar frowns. Don't say that so loudly. Bram presses something into a palm as well. This is a ring of protection. It will hide you from the Shadowvin. Shadowvin? Asks Scar. Surely you've heard of them. Slythe and Teeth. They're supernatural creatures who've been killing off everyone. Magicorum, human alike. No one is safe. Well, not until the first wardens fix things. They're going to make everything right tonight. He shakes his head. I'm talking too much. I do that when I'm nervous. Just take the ring. I appreciate what you did for me. His overlarge eyes glisten, withheld in tears. I never thought I'd see my mother again. Scar slips the ring onto her thumb. Thank you. You're so welcome, says Bram. Now, I have to get back to my table. Farewell. Turning on his heel, Bram runs off into the night. That was intense. Scar rounds on me. You know anything about these Shadowvin? Unfortunately, yes. They're as evil as Bram says, but they haven't been around for thousands of... I stop in my tracks. What? Asked Scar. Colonel Mallory told me that the first wardens wanted to destroy the Fountain of Magic, the Shadowvin and the Void, but they failed. Everything blew up instead. The first wardens injured Magic and the Void, but they didn't destroy it. I rub my neck, thinking things through. Do you think we've travelled to that ceremony? Meaning the one where the first wardens tried to blow up both the Fountains of Magic and the Void? That's exactly what I mean. Scar bobs her head from side to side. It's, likely. I can't believe this, girl. We're about to witness magic and the void almost be destroyed. Your reaction is, it's likely? And just keep in mind that, well, for the times, I do lose it. Then you know we're in deep. We turn down a deserted aisle and Scar holds out her hand. The robe, if you don't mind. Wait a second, I say. There's something else about Bram that sticks out to me. Did his fey mother want her child to actually be kind to humans? And that's right. It's just strange. The Fae, they're unpredictable and evil, Scar shrugs. I've done this time travel thing for years. You never know what special circumstances are going around right now. Just go with it. That's my advice. She twiddles her fingers. Hand over the robe. Sure. I pass the garment over. I picture Scar's transformation into Bram's mother. That was amazing, by the way. How did you do that? What part? All of it, I suppose. Magic wanted Bram to get his life on track. I act on what magic wants. That's my gift in a nutshell. Scar pulls a dagger, a holster on her leg, and then cuts open one side of my robe. From wrist to hem. There. She hands the garment back to me. Now, you can just pull it over your head without having to break the tie between us. I take the robe back. It's light fabric, the kind elves are known for. With careful movements, I pull it over my head. The robe covers me perfectly. Scar resets the dagger into its holster. Ready? Now, I'm tempted to ask for more detail about Scar's powers. After all, I rarely meet someone with unusual gifts like me. But at the moment, a cry echoes over the bazaar. The first wardens have arrived! Hurry, hurry, get to the pyramids! Scar and I share a look. There's no need to say anything else. We take off for the pyramids at a run. It takes an hour of jostling through the crowd, but soon Scar and I make our way to the edge of the pyramids. They're situated on a triangular plaza lined with more triangular-shaped stones. A low stone wall encircles the place. keeping all of us petitioners outside. At each corner of the plaza, there stands a small pyramid. The structures aren't as big as the ones from Egypt, maybe 12 feet tall, but what they lack in height, they more than make up for in the terms of intricate carvings on their surfaces. My eyes widen. The Book of Isis uses special glyphs that share some things with ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, but not a ton. These pyramids are covered in the exact same glyphs. Sure, they're carved in an Aztec style, with lots of looping lines and intricate images. Still, it's the same set of glyphs. Can you read that? asked Scar. Yes. Can you? Nope. I only understand the spoken word when I go back in time. What does it say? Thankfully, the moonlight is pretty bright here, so it's no trouble to translate. The first pyramid talks about the fountain of magic and how it spouts magic into the air, just like a geyser. Scar lifts the brows. Does it actually say geyser? The glyph is a little weird. It could mean geyser, fountain, or figure. Scar sniffs. That's broad. I gesture to an open spot in the centre of the plaza. One guess what that is. Scar follows my point. There, a colourful mound of rock juts up from the tiled floor. In some ways, it looks like just the carving I found in a sandbox, a conical structure that has drips of red, silver and gold along the sides of it. In other ways, the stone looks very different in real life. It's a bit wider, more like a basin than a cone. Even so, there's no mistaking what it is. That's the fountain of magic, I say. Sure looks like it, says Scar. Her tone is the definition of unconvinced. But it's my turn to raise my brows. But it's like I said before. The past is unexpected. We come to it with assumptions that we don't even realise. Trust me. Until that thing spouts multicolor power, we should call it a geyser. Fine, I counter. Geyser it is. That's where I say, I'm thinking you're totally wrong about this. I've spent countless hours studying fountains. That geyser is the exact same thing as a fountain of magic, no question. A perfect hush rolls over the crowd. 4 figures step onto the plaza. All of them wear long robes, just like the rest of us. Only theirs are coloured in red, silver, gold and white. Wait a second. White? That's the colour I associate with the void. Then I remember what Bram said. The first wardens bring one member of the Trollorum into the ceremony with them. That seems strange. The warden with the silver cloak raises her arms, exposing the blue hue of her skin. She's definitely Fae. Welcome, practitioners. I am the first warden of Fae magic. Behind me, the petitioners start to whisper among themselves. That's her, the great Quetzali. She's the one who created all this. She'll destroy the Shadowvin. I know it. Quetzali raises her right arm, and the crowd silences. Tonight, she says, I stand before you with the first warden of witches and warlocks. She gestures to the figure in the red cloak. As Quetzala introduces the second warden, there's no chatter from the crowd. Clearly, Quetzala is the people's favourite. Also with me is the first warden of shifters. This time, Quetzala points to the figure in the golden cloak. Again, no commentary from the crowd. This is definitely the Quetzala show. I can't help but smile. So far, all of this is just going as I'd expected. There are 3 wardens before me, one of each kind of magic. Sure, there's another figure there in white, but maybe they keep a Trollorum around as a guard or something, and run a plaza with 3 pyramids and a geyser fountain. Excitement speeds my blood. This is happening. The answers are close. And once I find the fountain and its magic, I'll discover some way to protect my friends in QAnox. I know it. Quetzala continues. Tonight, I welcome you to our annual sacred ceremony. Whether you're magicorum or regular human, this ceremony has helped countless others just like you, even if you don't wish for magical powers. Attending this ritual can bring back your youth and beauty. I suck in a shocked breath. Youth and beauty. Like everything that has to do with magic, this place is aligned to its own fairy tale life template. In this case, Fountain of Youth. Ponce de Leon wasn't too far off when he hunted for it in Florida. Many thousands of years ago, I designed these first pyramids. Quetzala gestures across the plaza. These structures harness the power of magic into three distinct forms: shifter, witch, and fairy. Ever since then, we have held our sacred ceremony every autumnal equinox. Tonight, all of that changes, and the reason for that change, the shadow vin. At first, these evil creatures lurked in corners and caused no pain, but over the years, they have become more bold and cruel. Now they slaughter magicorum and mortals alike. Everyone here has lost a loved one. Behind me, the crowd starts to call out, Quetzala, my sister is gone. Our village is wiped out. My child, Zive took my child. Quetzala raises her arms, and the crowd falls silent. Slice and teeth must be stopped. And to do that, I have created a new device. Quetzala raises her arms. The silver hood still covers her face, but there is no mistake. The blue of her skin. It's that distinct shade of azure that only happens with water fairies. A heartbeat later, silver fairy dust appears between Quetzala's raised palms. The power glows more brightly, showing off the blue webbing between her long fingers. When the haze vanishes, Quetzala holds a small wooden box aloft. Behold, announces Quetzala, the Codex Mechanica. It will always find the fountain of magic. And where the fountain of magic is, so we will find the shadow vein and the void. My skin prickles over with awe. For so long, I've longed to see how this fountain of magic is in action. And although I only recently discovered the Codex Mechanica, I've been dying to figure out how it worked. And now I'm seeing it first hand. I'm a very lucky girl. Turning to Scar, I gently tap her shoulder. She looks to me with her brows lifted. I'm quickly learning that Scar's way of saying, what is that? I mouth two words. Thank you. Scar's mouth perks with a smile. She speaks two silent words in reply. You're welcome. Back on the plaza, Quetzala lowers the device. Since Scar and I are so close, I can see how the lid of the box is cut into 3 vertical slots. The sides of round discs show through each of these 3 openings. Glyphs are written onto the edge. The discs must spin to give messages. The Codex Mechanica reminds me of an ancient slot machine. I designed these pyramids. Do you trust me, my people? Yes, yells the crowd. I have created this Codex Mechanica to fight the Shadow Vin. Do you wish to see them destroyed? Yes, comes another cry. Good, says Quetzala. Then we must all gird ourselves for the sorry truth. To protect us all, both the fountain of magic and the void must be destroyed. The Codex Mechanica is built to do this task. My eyes glaze over in shock. Did she just say both the fountain of magic and the void must be destroyed? The crowd starts grumbling again. Destroying magic means I'll lose my powers. My inner wolf will die. How will we cast spells without magic? Silence, calls Quetzala. We must begin the ceremony. The fountain of magic and the void will be no more. Be thankful to be alive at all. not questioning if your life will continue to have magic. After that, everything starts happening so quickly, it's hard to keep track. Thick plumes of white smoke rolls over the plaza grounds. Searing bright light blares out from the geyser, congealing into a massive figure glowing white with all black eyes. The void. He grips the geyser and tears it from the plaza floor. I want the fountain. The crowd gasps but doesn't move. Quetzala opens the Codex Mechanica and pulls out the discs inside. She gives a ruby disc to the first warden of witches and wizards. The golden disc goes to the first warden of shifters. Quetzala keeps a close grip on the third silver disc. The voice booms more. The fountain. His voice is wild with rage. A great boom sounds as he tosses the geyser fountain onto the ground. Now, the crowd decided to turn into a frenzied mob. Everyone starts running away from the plaza while screaming with terror. More white mist rolls over the plaza. Soon, everything is covered in such a thick haze. I can't see a thing. I can still hear the voices of the first wardens, though. And although I'm new to this whole magic thing, I know a spell being cast when I hear it. Flashes of silver, golden red light pulse within the thick clouds around me. Scar pulls me closer to her side. We have to get out of here. I know my history. This whole place is about to explode. The pyramid pulse with light. Everyone a different colour. The white haze turns even thicker, but I can still make out each pyramid as it glows silver, gold or red. A woman's scream cuts through the air. I suck in a shaky breath. That scream, I say to Scar. It was Quetzala. I start to scale the low wall before me. Hurry, we have to see what's happening. Scar grips my wrist, and dang, that girl is strong. I am not going anywhere near that mess. Across the plaza, the pyramids pulse, erratically with their different hues of light. Great chunks of glowing rock tumble from the structures, slamming into the ground with such force. The earth shakes. I yank harder on Scar's arm. I have to see what's happening. This might be the only way I can save Nox. No. You heard what she said. The Codex Mechanica is built to find and destroy all magic. This affects more than Nox. It could hurt everyone. We have to find out what we can. Great cracks from along the edges of the silver pyramid, spider webs of light peep out from between the bricks and the stone. For a long moment, the silver pyramid vibrates in place. After that, it explodes. Huge boulders fly through the air. Small stones cascade all around us. On reflex, Scar and I kneel down in a protective crouch. The two of us ending up dead. Scar pulls on the cord between us. That doesn't help anybody. With that, she breaks the tie that was holding us to the past. A flash of golden light overtakes my consciousness. The scene of the plaza disappears. I can only hope I learned enough in the past to help everyone in the present. And that's the end of that part of Bryar Rose. Thank you for listening, and many blessings.